bot.
Oh, thank God you're here.
What
We need
seems to be
medical.
the problem?
I think she's unconscious. I can't tell if she maybe bumped her head really, 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 really hard, and there's a whole breach in here, and
you see, Freebot do a scan over her. She appeared to be only knocked out. It seems that she was thrown violently from somewhere to that wall, and you see that the hand that was scanning turned into kind of a paddle. You went offline again.
Yeah, I know. I fixed it. Coming back online.
Oh.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Give it a moment.
And
there goes. Stream goes burr.
Yeah, I know. You're still not on.
Yeah, I'm still on.
Have you ever heard of the spell Flung Through Hell? Yeah, it's basically that, but she did it voluntarily.
Yeah.
Or what was it? Hurl Through Hell, I think is the name of the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we back yet?
No.
Wow. It says I have, like, people watching, so it says we're back.
Well, maybe I need to reset.
Yeah.
Because it still says that you're offline, and it's sort of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Give me a second. I've got to respond to somebody.
Yep.
Yes.
What? Oh, you, Davi, along with Freybot.
Yep.
Very to pick up Simone.
Yep.
And transport her back to the med bay. About the fourth hour, Simone, you're starting to wake up. Something hurts.
Yeah. Meanwhile, throughout the ship, Davi's already reported that there's been a medical emergency. And you get that on your ping, Katheryn.
It's a very quiet ping, but it's a ping.
Yeah.
It's medical emergency being handled. Like you don't really need to investigate it right this very second.
Yeah. Simone, on the other hand, will be like, oh, did somebody get revenge on that carriage that hit me?
I don't think it was a carriage, Simone. It was more like, a giant flying galleon ship that we're gonna have to look out for. But aside the point, you need to rest. As he pushes you back down from trying to sit up.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, Simone, this is not a position that you're comfortable with. Usually you're up, you're going, and this. But that headache, it is something awful. Like you just got thrown through
A furnace and
a
back.
Although you don't know that because you were out when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may have imagined you saw someone by the name of
No, they were out. They were completely out
I'm
when that
joking.
happened.
I'm joking. Yeah.
Gr- Who's standing over her right now?
Davi.
Davi. You have like that little kind of like thing wrapped around you.
You have Davi, and then standing not too far away is Freddybot, but he appears to be more or less
Concentrating on a panel.
yeah he's not talking
Mhm.
at this point. So what do you say, Simone?
Oh, good. Sparkle Pants. Get me a beer.
Looks over at Freddybot. She wants a beer.
This patient should not have any alcohol.
Nobody asked you, metalhead.
That is right. I am your primary medical caregiver. You do not need any alcohol at this point. You need rest and maybe some fluids that is not alcoholic. I would suggest water. And it turns back around and starts filling again with the hell that it was filling with before.
Davi says, I can go get you some water and maybe some whatever's left in the mess hall. I managed to pick up a few scraps, but nothing with alcohol or anything that will overdo it. You heard the doctor. You need to rest.
Sure thing, Nurse Party Pooper.
I love this so much. So, Davi, you're going to leave to go to the mess hall.
Yeah.
Simone, you're sitting there. It's boring. It's very boring.
The operating lights looking a little brighter. A little blinding.
You start to nod off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And in your mind space, well, not your mind space, but your mind space.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. Later.
Okay, bye. In your space, Jess, you are seated. A lamp comes on overhead, and you see just on the outside. You can see his features, but just on the outside of the lamp, like, it's kind of shining down like an overhead lamp. Just on the outside of that, you see the person that has given you these wondrous powers, and he is smiling, and he is smiling at you.
Yeah, she'll smile back.
So, my dear, what have you learned? I saw the fantastic space battle between your ship and some new friends, enemies. Do we know who they are?
Yeah, I do. They're just, well, Honestly, they're wannabe cultists, but...
Want to be cultists? Surely you don't believe that they're following me.
Well, of course not. They're not smart enough. But they do claim it.
They seem to be something that we need to be keeping an eye on.
Well,
If they destroy this group before we get finished with them, then my plan, our plan, goes up on the puff of smoke.
oh, I have plans for them. I mean, the woman on board is, well, aiming to be me, which is just so funny.
I bet.
Although, letting them think that she's your anchor is probably better than them finding out the real one.
Yes, yes. Did anything else happen?
Well, apparently that little kobold's a little more perceptive than I thought. Although, she seems to be quite secretive in her own right, which is both good for us and, well, bad for her friends. She had the opportunity to point me out. She didn't do a thing.
With Rags, nothing is impulsive. She must have let your ruse stay. Did she say anything to you? Or to your puppet?
Just that, well, she didn't want the little darling to hurt her friends. It was almost pukingly sweet. She kind of sneers.
Ah, yes, that particular tactic. Well, then, your puppet better perform admirably. And keeping this group alive long enough for us to implement our plan, I trust you can keep your puppet in line.
Of course I can. She is me, after all.
Don't give your puppet too much free will, or else you'll find out your puppet will cut your strings. And even though that they are a part of you, you might find that that particular part of you will run away. Take that as a warning. Did anything else happen?
Well, apparently the goblin has some friends in high places.
Yes, the goblin.
Oh, and the princess seems to be... Well, if I didn't know any better, I'd say she was from my world.
How so?
Her little magics and the little... Wow. The way her eyes glow. I've seen it hundreds of places. Most notably, she says, there's an old friend of mine that... Well, he was just covered in the stuff.
I hear tell that there's something special in the computer core of this ship. Care
Oh,
to
yeah.
elaborate?
Yeah, apparently a piece of that well, demon witch is in the computer core of this ship.
Demon witch.
She'll wave her hand and a mental picture of Aya will kind of appear.
Ah, yes. And for the first time, now he does not. In all the other scenes that anybody has interacted with him, he's completely walked around the person so the person can always see him. He has not done that with you. He's looking straight at you. He has not done the walking around. He's not coming any closer to you in the light. I mean, all you can see is shadowy figures, shadowy features. But you show this, and you can swear, Jess, that the information that you just gave him, he was not surprised by that information.
Yeah. And while he is looking her straight in the face, she is doing that typical succubus thing. Her legs are crossed, she's leaned back, kind of like, you know.
And the image that I have in my head with Jess is I've watched a whole lot of Bayonetta. One of those poses. I'm sorry, I've watched so much Bayonetta.
Yeah, Bayonetta or Bo from Lost Girl. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just see him very nonplussed. So, what is the first planet that they're supposed to be going for to find more of Aya's soul? And the way he says that is he kind of purrs that line, that phrase.
I believe they called it Exandria, but they did let a little valuable piece of information slip. Apparently, their little deity friends can't exactly follow them.
Yes, the divine gate. Nor can I. It kind of prevents people like them and myself from directly interfering. So I'm afraid on particular planets, Jess, my dear, we will be incognito. I do expect a full report once you get back on the ship.
Well, I do plan on having a little fun, so prepare for it to be colorful.
I always do, my dear. I always do.
Now, if it's okay with you, I'm feeling rather peckish. I think I'm going to see if they've made it yet.
Don't take too many souls off of Exandria. I hear that there are groups there that might take exception to what you're doing.
Well, I will keep that in mind.
See that you do. Good divine, my daughter.
Goodbye, Father. And she'll get a big...
Yeah, the light goes out, he disappears, and Simone, you're waking up. It's at least an hour later. You wake up, the headache that you had is a lot less intense. Like the nap did something. The nap did you good.
Yeah, she'll,
And she wakes up and she finds Davi
holding a cup of water next to you. Oh, good, you're awake.
holding a cup of water.
I'm and a plate of like, what was left of the shrimp scampi. That's all that was left. He
Yep.
says, unfortunately, couldn't find any more meat in the mess hall, so I brought you this, and here's your water,
At
and
that point, yeah, at that point, the Freddy Butt comes over, does another. You've sat up at this point. Does another scan over you. Yes, Davi. Your companion here has sufficiently healed enough to have something to eat and drink and no longer be in the medical bay. I have just sent word up to Titus. She is still repairing the ship, but she acknowledges that this was not fatal.
thank you, Freddy. Alright, come along now, and he helps her off the medical bed.
Oh, thanks.
And maybe...
And Simone, he sat by your side where you were asleep, being very concerned about you. You start to feel something towards this gnome bard.
Yeah. It's like, well, aren't you a sweetheart? Come on. I'm sure there's something else you can watch.
Oh yes, there's the, I think we have, I believe Katheryn's fixed the observation lounge. We can go there. I brought some cards. He holds out, like, some, like, random, like, playing cards.
Sure, why not?
And as you two wander up to the observation deck, we pulled the camera away from that. It's a very sweet scene. We pulled the camera away from that. Katheryn, you are making the final. You're patching up the final holes, which aren't all that big. I mean, it's a twaddle. And as you're doing that, the computer, who has been quietly giving you messages, not breaking your concentration, but just quietly alerting, this thing is patched up, that thing is patched up, kind of giving you the progress, which you're kind of pleased about that. It kind of gives you a running so that you know how much more you have left, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you hear this just as we fade to black. You hear this from the computer. Approaching Exandria in 2 days, 14 hours, and 36 minutes.
Oh, good. And shortly after the last hole is patched, she just kind of slouches in the chair.
You slouch in the chair going, God, that took a lot out of me.
And one of the assistant robots comes.
One of the autonomes comes by and goes, Mistress, it would do you good to get some rest. I will take over.
Right. She says, and weakly all the tendrils start going back into her, and she just kind of.
You kind of float out of
moseys.
there. Yep.
Yeah, she moseys.
She moseys. And that is where we'll end today's game. Because there will not be a game next week, because we will be on our winter break. We will be taking the entire month of December off. We will see you. Well, let's. Unfortunately, we lost our bag. Because his job is done.
Yep. But I will say one thing before we go, after everyone's signed out. Stay tuned for next year, because we are going to be doing something very special with another group. Not on this channel, but on their channel, Tabletop Gaming. And I'm going to throw up a picture in just a second. Give me a second to go grab that picture. Because, yeah, it's if any of you like Pokemon or anything related to Pokemon, get ready because next year we'll be diving into a new series called, if I can find the image, where is it? There it is. Pokemon Destiny Souls. Coming January
cool.
of 2023. Rated PG-13.
That's cool.
Alright.
So let's go around the table with the people that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with our very technical bard.
Hi, I'm Davi Dinks, your production gnome for today. I'm also RT Studios, your PA Kiniyose, aka RT Studios. I ran the show today with all the hiccups that came with it. I do apologize for that. We're gonna try and fix that soon. And I'm gonna hand it off to our lovely kleptomaniac of a I guess other gnome.
She's not a kleptomaniac, she's a narcoleptic. There's the difference. A very big difference.
Davi doesn't read
Very
those
different.
books yet. He hasn't read that history book yet.
Hi, I'm Katie Wynn. I played Princess Katheryn Ashendon and Simone Elefang and the Queen of Roses. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong between Simone and the Queen of Roses. No, not a thing.
Not a thing. Her religion is only known as the Rose Garden. It's fine.
It's fine. And yes, Lemon. And I've been your wonderful DM, where I played N.I.A, who is now going to become an NPC, an active NPC, but an NPC nonetheless. I played Acerec. I played one of our mean and nasty baddies that has no connection to other people whatsoever. And beginning in January, I think the next game we're going to have, it will be the Shores game.
That is correct, yes.
And then after that will be Realms, and you will be landing on Exandria.
Yep.
I hope y'all and I wish you all happy holidays and a happy new year.
And we'll see you next time among the stars, or should I say, on the seas. Until then, where's that button? I think hailing frequencies are now about to be closed.
It's right there. It's right there.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
Farewell.
Stay tuned after the show because we'll be raiding in to Master Mars Lander. Thanks for joining us here on Realms of Awakened Essence. See you next year.